The story begins in a cozy little castle, not a big, scary one, but a friendly castle made of sun-warmed stones and with a roof of squishy moss. And in this cozy castle lived a knight. His name was Sir Jumpalot. Now, Sir Jumpalot was a very good knight. He was kind and he was brave at heart, but he had one tiny little challenge. Sir Jumpalot started lead. He startled very, very easily. A friendly butterfly fluttering by would make him jump with a little gasp. The pop of a log in the fireplace would send him leaping right out of his comfy armchair. Even the cheerful cock-a-doodle-doo of the sunrise rooster could make his suit of armor rattle with surprise. His heart, you see, was like a little drum that beat very fast at the smallest of sounds. It would go thump, thump, thumpity thump in his chest. A quick, fluttery beat that made it hard to think. He wished more than anything to feel calm and steady, like a great oak tree standing strong in a soft breeze. One sunny afternoon, a most important mission arrived. A tiny fluttering scroll, carried by a ladybug, landed right on his knee. The message was from the Queen of the Sunny Meadow, and it said that she needed a brave knight to come and help her hang the first silver star of the evening. It was a great honor. Sir Jumpalot puffed out his chest. He would be brave. He would be steady. He would not jump. To get to the Sunny Meadow, he had to take the path through the Whispering Woods. Now, the Whispering Woods were not a bad woods. The trees were actually very friendly. But they were very old, and they loved to talk to each other. And when old trees talk, they don't shout. They whisper. And when the wind blew through their leaves, it made all sorts of shushy, swishy, murmury sounds. Sir Jumpalot put on his helmet, which was a little too big and clanked when he walked, and he set off. The path to the woods was lovely. The sun felt warm on his silver armor. His boots made a pleasant crunch-crunch sound on the gravel. He felt brave and important. Can you make a crunching sound with your feet? Let's crunch along with Sir Jumpalot! Crunch, crunch, crunch! Soon the tall, friendly gates of the Whispering Woods appeared. The path turned from sunny gravel to soft, quiet earth. The sunlight became dappled and danced in spots on the ground. It was beautiful. But then Sir Jumpalot heard it. The whisper. It was a long, low shh. Sir Jumpalot's hand flew to his chest. His little heart drum began to beat. Thump, thump, thumpity thump. Who's there? He whispered, his voice a little squeak. But it was just two big pine trees, swaying gently and sharing a secret in the wind. Sir Jumpalot took a shaky step forward. He was okay. He was still brave. He walked a little further. The woods were full of interesting sounds. The chirping of crickets hiding in the ferns. The distant tap-tap-tap of a woodpecker. He was starting to feel a little better. But then something else happened. From right above him there came a sudden loud crack. Sir Jumpalot leaped straight into the air with a yelp. His armor clanged and clattered as he landed in a pile of soft leaves. His heart was beating so fast he could hear it in his ears. Thumpity, 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 thump! He looked up, expecting to see a monster. But it was just a friendly squirrel, high up on a branch, nibbling on a big acorn. The crack was just the sound of the acorn breaking open. The squirrel twitched its nose at the knight below, wondering why he was lying in a pile of leaves. Sir Jumpalot felt his cheeks get warm underneath his helmet. He wasn't hurt, just very, very startled. He sat up in the leaves, which made a soft, rustly sound. He felt his heart still beating its quick, frightened rhythm. He didn't feel like a brave knight anymore. He felt small and shaky. How could he possibly hang a star for the Queen if he was scared of a squirrel's snack? He felt like he might need to turn around and go back to his cozy castle. But just as he was about to give up, he heard a new sound. It wasn't a scary sound. It was a calm sound. A slow, deep, gentle sound. Ho-ho. It was the sound of breathing, but not his own quick, panicky breaths. This was different. He looked around. The sound seemed to be coming from a giant, ancient oak tree that stood right beside the path. Its trunk was wide and sturdy, and its branches reached out like strong, gentle arms. And sitting on a low branch, right where the tree's heart would be, was a wise old owl. Her eyes were closed, and she was taking slow, deep, peaceful breaths. Hoo-hoo. She wasn't scared of the whispers. She wasn't scared of the cracks. She was just breathing. Sir Jumpalot was so curious. He sat very still and watched her. With every slow breath in, her feathers puffed up just a little. With every slow breath out, they settled back down. She looked so peaceful and strong, just like the tree she was sitting on. The owl opened one big wise eye and looked right at Sir Jumpalot. She didn't say a word because owls are very wise and know that sometimes not talking is the best way to teach. Instead, she took one more big, deep, slow breath. Hoo and hoo out. She looked at his chest, which was still going up and down very fast, and then she looked back into his eyes. It felt like she was asking him a question without using any words at all. Can you try taking a slow breath, just like the owl? Let's do it together. A big slow breath in and a big slow breath out. Wonderful. Sir Jumpalot understood. He decided to try. He sat up a little straighter in the pile of leaves. He closed his eyes just for a moment underneath his helmet. He took a breath in, but it was a little shaky. His heart was still beating fast. Thump, thump, thump. He let the breath out. It was a quick little puff. The owl just looked at him and took another slow, deep breath of her own. Who in Sir Jumpalot tried again. This time he thought about filling his belly with air, like a big balloon. He breathed in slowly, counting in his head. 1, 2, 3. He held it for just a second. Then he let the air out, even slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something amazing happened. His heart drum heard the slow, steady rhythm of his breath. And slowly, slowly, his heart began to slow down its beating to match it. Thump, thump, thump. It was becoming a calm, steady drum. A marching drum. Not a frightened, fluttering drum. He did it one more time. A big, deep breath in for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. Can you count with him? And a long, slow breath out for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. When he opened his eyes, he felt different. The woods didn't seem so scary. The whispers just sounded like trees being friendly. He felt calm and strong inside, like the old oak tree. He stood up, brushed the leaves off his armor, and gave a little nod to the wise old owl. The owl closed her eyes again, a tiny smile on her beak, and went back to her peaceful breathing. Sir Jumpalot was ready to continue his quest. His breath was now his secret superpower. He walked down the path, and whenever he heard a strange sound, a rustle in the bushes, a creak of a branch, instead of jumping, he would just stop. He would plant his feet firmly on the ground, and he would take his 3 breaths. A deep breath in, 1, 2, 3. And a slow breath out, 1, 2, 3, 4. And every time he did it, he felt his courage grow. He wasn't fighting the sounds. He wasn't running from them. He was just breathing through them. And they didn't feel scary anymore. Soon he came to a wobbly wooden bridge that crossed over a babbling brook. The bridge looked old and it made a lot of noise. As soon as he stepped onto it, it let out a loud groan and a creak. Old Sir Jumpalot would have jumped right off into the brook. But new Sir Jumpalot just stopped. He held onto the rope railing. He took his 3 breaths. Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Slow breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. The bridge creaked again, but this time it just sounded like the bridge was saying hello. He walked slowly and carefully all the way across, his breath steady the entire time. He was almost through the woods. He could see the sunny meadow up ahead, glowing with beautiful light. But right between him and the meadow was the darkest, twistiest part of the path, where the trees grew close together. And in the middle of the path, something was moving. Something with lots of legs. Something with big, pinchy claws. It was a monster! Sir Jumpalot froze. His hand flew to his chest. For a second, his heart forgot all about the calm breathing and started to beat fast again. Thump, thump, thumpity! The creature scuttled sideways right toward him. It was the biggest, most terrifying thing he had ever seen. He wanted to turn and run all the way back to his castle. But then he remembered the Queen, waiting to hang her first star. He remembered the wise old owl and her quiet lesson. He remembered his superpower. He stood his ground. He didn't run. Instead, he took one deep breath. The creature took a step closer. Sir Jumpalot took his second deep breath. The creature wiggled its long antennae. Sir Jumpalot took his third deep breath. He felt his body get calm. His eyes began to see better in the dim light. And that's when he saw it. The monster wasn't a monster at all. It was a mother crawfish, and she wasn't trying to scare him. She was shepherding her 100 tiny baby crawfish across the path to the water on the other side. She was just being a good mum, and she was using her claws to gently guide her children, not to pinch anyone. The babies were so small, they just looked like a moving, shadowy mass until you looked closely. Sir Jumpalot felt his fear melt away, replaced by a feeling of warmth and understanding. He didn't need to fight. He didn't need to run. He just needed to be still and wait. So he stood very quietly, practicing his calm breathing, and watched the wonderful crawfish family slowly, carefully, cross the path until the last tiny baby had scurried into the water on the other side. The mother crawfish clicked her claws together twice, as if to say thank you, and then she disappeared into the reeds. The path was clear. Sir Jumpalot walked out of the whispering woods and into the glorious sunshine of the Queen's meadow. It was filled with beautiful flowers and happy buzzing bees. The Queen of the Sunny Meadow, who was no bigger than your thumb and had wings like a dragonfly, flew right up to him. She had seen the whole thing from a buttercup. "Oh, brave Sir Jumpalot," she chimed, her voice like little bells. "You were so brave and so steady. You faced the whispering trees, the loud cracks, the groaning bridge, and even the crawfish family without any fear. You are the perfect knight to help me hang the first star," Sir Jumpalot smiled. He knew a secret. He hadn't faced them without fear. He had felt the fear. But he had faced it with a new tool. He had faced it with his breath. He helped the Queen carry a tiny, shimmering silver star to the top of the tallest flower stem. Together they placed it right in the spot where the blue sky was turning to a soft purple. The star began to twinkle immediately, shining down on the meadow and the woods. Sir Jumpalot walked back through the whispering woods on his way home. And you know what? The woods didn't seem whispery and scary at all. They seemed friendly and musical. The creaky bridge sounded like a funny song. He even heard the hoo of the wise old owl wishing him good night. He arrived back at his cozy castle just as the moon was rising. He took off his armor, which didn't clank nearly as much as before, and he sat in his soft armchair. He felt proud and happy. He hadn't found a magic sword or a powerful shield on his quest. He had found something even better, something he always had with him. He had found his brave breath. And that night, when a log popped in the fireplace, Sir Jumpalot simply smiled, took a deep, calming breath, and felt his heart beat a steady, peaceful rhythm. Thump, thump, thump. He was still Sir Jumpalot, but now he was also Sir Breathe-a-Lot. And he knew that no matter what surprising sounds tomorrow brought, he had the power to feel calm and brave inside. What shall we learn about in our next adventure? Will we learn about being a good friend? Or maybe about trying new things? Join us next time to find out. Moral: true bravery isn't the absence of fear, but the ability to find calm and courage within yourself to face it.